JBN, we keep you informed. Masked gunman cuts down popular businessman in Marant Bay. In a heart-rending development on Saturday, a mask-wearing gunman, looking like almost all males in public these days, shot 55-year-old businessman Arjo Belani at his business establishment on Queen Street in Marant Bay, St. Thomas, resulting in the popular businessman's death. A video which has circulated on social media since then showed several cops ferrying an injured Belani, otherwise called Raj, to a waiting police vehicle. Reports from the Marant Bay police are that about midday, Belani and the three of his employees were pounced upon by a gunman wearing a mask who was traveling on foot. It is reported that the gunman demanded money from Belani before shooting him several times. The police were alerted and Belani was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. His employees who were at the crime scene escaped unhurt. Belani hailed from East Prospect in St. Thomas. Jamaica is presently battling a mushrooming public health crisis triggered by the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. As part of the health-related protocols to combat the global pandemic, members of the public have been encouraged to wear masks in public to stem the spread of the disease, creating a sort of catch-22 for law enforcement officials amid the new normal. It is understood that while the wearing of masks in public is accepted to be a necessity of the COVID-19 fight, the scenario will hinder efforts to identify and apprehend possible and actual criminals and wrongdoers in general. Up to yesterday, Saturday, there were 463 confirmed COVID-19 cases in Jamaica. 8 persons have died nationally from complications with the virus. 18 people in Orange Villa, Kingston, taken into custody for breaching curfew hours. 18 people were last night taken into police custody for breaching the all-island curfew currently in place across the island. The all-island curfew runs from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. each day and forms part of the government's policy to stem the spread of COVID-19. It is alleged that the 18 were participating in a party after 6 p.m. in Orange Villa, which is located close to Slipen Road in Kingston. A video of the party in session and when the police intervened is now making the rounds on social media.
Yeah, no party them, Akim. I'm doing it, Inspector, I'm doing it already.
That's not nice, buddy.
I can't believe this. Curfew hours and they're keeping a party. What time is it now, sir?
Yeah, less than nice now. Less than nice.
Hello.
Stop that nice, my brother.
That's what I'm saying to go. Go over there, so light. You never said online.
Can't believe this.
Hundreds of them elude us over there, so.
Cop reportedly clobbered by a 79-year-old man during Trelawney dispute. A policeman stationed in Trelawney had to be taken to hospital to treat a wound to his forehead after he was reportedly attacked and clobbered by a 79-year-old man in the parish on Friday. The senior citizen has since been taken into custody. Reports are that a police team went to the Sherwood Content community in Trelawney to probe a domestic dispute there when the senior citizen reportedly went berserk and hit the cop in his forehead with an object. The policeman was taken to hospital where he was treated and released. The Clarkstown police are investigating the incident. Montego Bay scammers allegedly working overtime to fleece bank accounts. Scammers have been allegedly working overtime in recent times to fleece bank account holders who receive their salaries by direct deposits or who have savings at different banking institutions. 2 voice notes currently circulating on social media have accused scammers of emptying their bank accounts. Both voice note narrators said they are Montego Bay residents. They cleared out my account and they made an attempt on my account at another bank a day later, lamented the narrator of one of the voice notes. The other voice note was warning a nurse about the same issue, advising the nurse not to use the ABMs in Montego Bay. Be careful of using the ATM machines in Montego Bay or in any parish because something is really happening. I don't know how, but they are duplicating your ATM cards and withdrawing all your funds. The bank called me to notify me. They moved every dollar of my salary, and the bank told me that the money was not withdrawn anywhere in Montego Bay. Only 2 machines I use. I left $109,000 in the account and they pull out every dollar, explained the female narrator. A representative at one of the island's commercial banks' customer service center yesterday said that they have received a few calls from customers on the matter. First, we have the option to handle the issue over the phone or in branch. We are able to email a dispute resolution form and the declaration form to the customer. These forms capture exactly what happened to the customer. Everything is done in conjunction with our security team who carry out their own investigations. If the client does not have access to emails, then they can go in branch and speak to a customer service representative, and the same procedure would follow, the customer service representative advised. Port Antonio vendors cry foul over treatment by municipal cops. Tension is rising between vendors plying their wares along several streets in Port Antonio, Portland, and the municipal police who are strenuously trying to restore order in the capital. The vendors who accuse the municipal police of carrying out their duties without discretion are alleging that their goods have been seized and damaged. Michelle McFarlane, who spoke on behalf of more than 20 vendors along Harbour, William and West Streets, said that more than 70 East Indian mangoes belonging to her were damaged by the municipal police during a raid on Monday. I cannot get a space in the market. Everywhere I go, them turn me down, said McFarlane. I can't just go home and stay in. I have 6 kids to provide for, so I have to go out there selling on the street side to hustle to bring home something for them. I can't leave and go home just like that. I know that I shouldn't be here, but I have to be here because I don't have a job, she said. According to McFarlane, her loss is approximately $15,000, and she was not charged with any offense. Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation, Jennifer Brown Cunningham, said that she was unaware of any dispute between the municipal police and the vendors. According to the CEO, the municipal police are expected to carry out their duties in a professional manner, which they have always done. She said she was not aware of any bad blood between vendors and the municipal police. However, the CEO said she will carry out an investigation into the claims by the vendors. Dying for COVID to pass. Funeral homes want death of the virus. With the spread of COVID-19 restricting large public gatherings, stakeholders in the funeral industry said their businesses have been slowly dying as families opt to delay burials until a sense of normality resumes in the country. Some funeral directors in the corporate area have shared that since March 10, when Jamaica recorded its first COVID-19 case, there has been a significant pileup of bodies in their storage facilities. This has caused some undertakers who initially did not charge for storage to reconsider their guidelines. Leroy Brathwaite, owner of Brathwaite Funeral Home Limited in downtown Kingston, said that in the past 2 months, his business has lost more than $1.5 million, and his recurring monthly bills are driving him further into debt. From March until now, we have lost a lot of money. What is happening is because of the virus, nobody is coming out. And then sometimes some customers come and we have to give discounts. Not because we are doing a business, but we have to be the public's helper. The virus slowed up business a lot. But we have to know, so we have to continue until it's gone. But it's really bad. Some customers keep the funeral at the graveside, and for some, the body have to stay longer because some people want big funeral. And you can't tell them you're going to charge more because it's not their fault and it's not our fault, Brathwaite said. With a loss of revenue, Brathwaite said he has had to lay off some staff to keep the business afloat. Rayon Johnson, manager of Benjamin's Funeral Home, also in downtown Kingston, said his business has also been gravely impacted by the deadly virus. According to him, he currently has several bodies in his storage freezer since last year, but owing to the pandemic, families are unable to pay for their packages. He also shared that although the home never initially charged for storage, they now intend to because of the additional expenses they are incurring. Venturing into the Sunshine City of Portmore, which has just opened up after being on lockdown for about 2 weeks, Kadeen Brown Johnson, office manager for Empathy Funeral Home, said that some of her customers have been opting for cremation, while others have decided to go ahead with just a burial. Persons have decided on going cremation, so I've had about 4 or 5 cremations between last week and this week. They decided to just do the cremation instead of letting their loved ones stay here waiting to see if they can do a big thing. We have offered to keep the remains here until they are ready to do their memorial service, so they won't have to bring it home. We are losing because we have to downsize the packages, because at the end of the day it's only 10 persons allowed, including the pastor. A person's package price would range between $300,000 and $500,000, Brown Johnson said, adding that packages have been scaled down to $200,000. Further, she disclosed that Empathy 2 has a lot of bodies in storage as families wait until the fears of COVID-19 pass. However, she said that the funeral home does not charge for storage, even though the business revenue has been plummeting. In the meantime, grave diggers at 2 of Jamaica's most known burial spots, Dovecot Memorial and Meadowrest Memorial, said that they too were feeling the pinch from a decline in funerals. Dennis Wellington, an all-rounder at Meadowrest, said although usual works up to 6 days since the restriction on public gatherings was announced, his work days have been reduced to 2. Me build grave, me do funeral work, me do grass work, me do all type of work on the land. Since the corona coming, it affect me bad, because at 2 days a week me start get, I may have all of my youth them to take care of. Wellington, who said he's now earning $5,000 per week, complained that when statutory and other deductions of $1,750 are taken out, the balance is woefully inadequate to feed his family. Michael Walker, who does grave digging at Dovecot, disclosed that his days have also been reduced owing to the limited number of burials at the site. Michael Walker, who does grave digging at Dovecot, disclosed that his days have also been reduced owing to the limited number of burials at the site. According to him, normally on weekends, there would be approximately 40 burials daily. But since the spread of COVID-19, that number has significantly declined to 10 burials daily, or on some days as few as 2. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.